Hey, you guys, what's up? This is the Anime Blaze coming to you with another Blaze podcast. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. So, I guess before we actually get started with the actual podcast, I'll just say I appreciate and thank you guys a lot because, most of you guys probably already know, I've said it before, is over the past few months, the reasons I haven't actually been doing too much recording is because I've been planning ahead for the future and making sure that I can actually do a lot of the things that I want to do and everything like that. And some people let YouTube take over that. Yeah, YouTube is cool and yeah, it's a hobby and stuff like that, but sometimes people let YouTube take over a lot of the stuff that they have to focus on in life and everything. And I just really appreciate the fact that a lot of you, a lot of my subscribers, a lot of you guys out there um, understand that and they're like, you know what, that's cool, man. Do what you got to do. YouTube is always going to be here and everything, and I really do appreciate that, for the fact that you guys know that and everything. But yeah. Recently, I've still, like I said, I'm still planning ahead, but I've got most of the stuff I need to take care of squared away and everything. So I actually have a little bit of time to do some recording lately, and I figured that, hey, I'll share some of my video ideas with you guys that I've been bouncing around that I'm probably going to actually be doing some recording for, as well as some of the different anime shows I've been watching lately. Some seasonal anime, some of it's seasonal, some of it isn't, and some of them are just shows I've just been, trying to pick back up and everything. But I figure, hey, you guys probably want to know about that and wondering where the heck I've been or what I've been up to. So let's get on with it. All right. So I figure I'll start off with the different recording ideas I've been bouncing around. Um, Most of you guys, I don't know if most of you guys know or not, but any new subscribers, my old subscribers, you guys probably already know about this. But one of the things I talk about heavily on my channel is Blaze Talks. And on Blaze Talks is pretty much where I take any given idea, which it's mostly dealing with anime, but it's pretty much where I take the topic that I have and I sit on it for a while, not literally, but I sit on the idea for about a couple of weeks or something. And I really do my research over the course of the week whenever I'm at busiest and everything, and do research on it, the topic, as much as I can, and draw from my own experiences as well as from my own knowledge and everything, and then put my findings in the form of a video so you guys can see what I'm pretty much, the angle I'm pretty much coming from with whatever topic it is. And in the new Blaze Talks episode that you guys can be expecting, I'm pretty much going to be talking about what's considered anime. And for the most part, most people are going to say that, hey, anime is just anything that comes from Japan, right? Well, generally speaking, they'd be right. But the video I'm going to be talking about in that video, um, it's actually not so cut and dry, mostly because of, I guess, cultural differences, what's considered anime, cartoons and different things inspired by anime, especially when you look at the different animation designs, and then the fact, that some people don't like to categorize things at all. They just like to say, hey, this is what inspired me and everything. So yeah, I'll be covering a lot of that different stuff in that video, so stay tuned for that. Uh, Another interesting video that I really want to do is, hey, we all of us here in the YouTube anime community pretty much either we watch anime or we collect anime. And that's pretty much what we're talking about, right? Just straight up talking about anime and everything. And in this other video I'm thinking about doing it's pretty much me giving, I guess, a guide to starting an anime collection. Now, it, again, this is another idea that seems pretty much self-explanatory. Hey, I bought an anime DVD. I guess I started an anime collection. Woo! Congratulations, right? But to me, it's like I just want to share some of the different things and tips that that I've used to help myself with starting an anime collection, and where I buy my anime from, new, used, different stores, online shopping, whatever, all that stuff is going to be covered in that video. And I think it'll actually help a lot of people out, man. I mean, because you look on YouTube and some people are like really intimidated by the fact that some people have like really, really huge anime collections, and some people are like get mad. It's like, oh, you spend all your money on this and that, and it's not, like I said, it's not just something that just happens overnight. You actually have to I guess, put effort into whatever you want to do with it and stuff. And I mean, yeah, I'm going to talk about it more in the video and everything, but it's just something interesting that I think I'd like to share with different people, and just to help people out, man, because it's not easy starting an anime collection. Sometimes it is, but whatever knowledge you can pass around to help people out, I figure, I mean, why not share it? Why not? That's how I see things. Now, on to the next thing. The next video that I don't know when you're probably going to see this one, but it's going to be another video over my thoughts on the episodes running through Parasite right now. The first one I think was like episode 1 through 4. Since then, there's been like it's gotten up to like episode 9, maybe 10, maybe episode 12, something like that. And I figure, hey, I might as well keep up with it because I actually do want to see where this series goes. From the different pictures I've seen and the different things I've seen that have been happening, it's actually picked up a lot since the last time I've seen it. It's picked up a lot where the manga is now, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the anime scenes, seeing how the anime plays out with the manga, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. Also, I also forgot to mention this with the starting an anime collections video. If you guys have any, I guess, comments, or you have your own ideas about any tips and stuff like that that you think could be put into making an anime collection, whenever I make that video, put it down in the comment section of that video, and I'll be more than happy to. If you do happen to do your own video, or like maybe you're not satisfied with the video that I do and you decide to do your own, let me know. Send me a message, put it in the comment section, whatever, and I'll be glad to link it. More than happy to link it in the actual video itself, if that ever happens. So look out for that if you ever decide to do it. All right. Now, what anime have I actually been watching since this whole thing's actually been going down with me planning? Well, there is, let's count here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total anime shows. Well, 14 different anime shows that I've actually been keeping track of and or watching and everything. So, um, just keep that in mind. This could take a while, guys. I mean, I'm just gonna go over it and everything. Parasite, like I said before, we'll start off with that one. Parasite, I've done a manga review of that, and you guys pretty much already know where I stand with on that show. If you guys been watching some of the different videos I've done on that. Another anime that Funimation, I guess, I don't know if this is seasonal or not. I think it is, but it's called In Search of the Lost Future. Now, from what I've seen, this one is based off of a visual novel, and I hope it's not like one of those visual novels that turns like from being, hey, this visual novel is actually, a good story, but hey, there's like a whole like harem choose your girl kind of thing and stuff like that. I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty good show. I'm still on episode 1, but it looks pretty good. The next show I've been watching is A Good Librarian Like a Good Shepherd. Honestly, I've looked up the different translations that could have been used for the show, and there are so many different, like so many better translations or different titles they could have used, because this one is like way too long. A Good Librarian Like a Good Shepherd. Yeah, it's cool and everything, it's kind of catchy or whatever, but honestly, I think that, hey, they could have done much better if they just decided to pick a shorter title. That's Funimation. Funimation is the ones who are going to have to deal with that, not me. Um, Another anime show I've been watching is Crest of the Stars. Now, from what I've read, and I've only watched the first episode, but from what I've read about the show, it's a space opera anime, and it deals with like royalty and different classes and stuff like that, and it looks really really good. I'm not sure what I think it was made came out during the 90s, but it looks really good. The animation quality. It looks like the people whoever made it. I'm not sure what production company worked on it or what animators did this show, but they put a lot of work and effort into the series, and I'll be enjoying that. Um, Pretty good. The next show is Razafon, which it's supposed to be a mech anime series, and from what I've seen, it seems pretty solid so far. Um, but from what a lot of people have said about it is that the show can actually get like weird and things just stop making sense, and some things aren't explained except for in books and everything, and the books aren't exactly easy to get your hands on. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'll continue watching it though. The next anime is a movie called Jack and the Witch that came out in 1968. Uh, Pretty good movie. I mean, if you're just looking for something to pass the time, a kids movie, or you're looking for a movie to introduce like a 5 or 6 year old into anime and just get them involved in it, I guess something that's more down to earth and like I guess something that's more kid friendly than like Spirited Away, if you want to even go there, um, if that's even possible. Jack and the Witch is something that I would recommend to you guys to watch. It's not that bad, guys. It's actually pretty good. The next show is an anime show called Yona of the Dawn, which is about a princess who is. I just started watching the show, so give me a break on this. But a princess with red curly hair who is the heir of a kingdom. Her father is killed, and by her person who she like falls in love with or something like that, and they have to go and find the other 5 pillars of this kingdom. Pretty much by pillars, other people who's like have significant stature and are, I guess you could call leaders or something like that, who actually have a significant roles in the kingdom, and come back and I guess take the kingdom back and everything. And this show gives me a lot of Inuyasha vibes. No, not Windscar vibes. Actual like Inuyasha vibes. Like the feeling of the show itself feels kind of mythological. Like the whole lore and the demon parts and stuff like that. The Inuyasha likes to boast about it. Get that feeling a little bit from the show. Not so much like the heavy demon side, but just the air of the show itself of like fantasy and fairy tale vibes and everything. And it looks like it's going to be a good show. So I definitely will continue watching that. The next show is a very, very funny anime called Gonna Be the Twin Tails. And this anime is pretty much about a guy who is obsessed with ponytails or pigtails or whatever, like any form of it at all. And an alien race coming from like another dimension or just outer space in general, who are coming to take the ponytails for themselves, and are apparently ponytails have some kind of power and they want the power for themselves. Now this story involves him turning into like a whole gender bending aspect of the show. Him turning into a girl with really long flowing crimson pigtails and like pretty much kicking the crap out of this alien race. And apparently he's not the only one who's going to get these abilities, especially when you look at the theme song. And it's just quirky and funny, and I can see myself watching this show through to the end. Next anime was a movie called Little North Prince Valiant. It's a really good anime, like another anime movie from like the 70s or whatever. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it on Prime Video for free. It's English dubbed, so I mean, if you want to watch subtitle, you're probably going to have to look for it somewhere. But it's still a pretty solid movie. Good action, good storytelling. The movie itself is only like an hour and 20 minutes long, but it feels like it's much longer than that because of how it's written, which is actually a good thing. So thumbs up to that. The next movie that I watched was Toward the Terra, and that movie was freaking amazing. Um, and I know Bob Samurai talked about how the anime adaptation, like the TV series adaptation, is way better, and I'd have to agree with him on that. But if you want to watch something that I guess is maybe like in depth, maybe like a little bit classic style anime. And for me, one of the main reasons why I watched it was because this movie takes the aspect of like, I think this movie was made in like the 80s or the 70s or whatever, when they thought that technology was was going to be like way more advanced in like the 2000s. So yeah, you got stuff like moving sidewalks, flying cars, spaceships, and stuff like that, and that thing kind of plays into the whole aspect of the series. But generally speaking, it's still pretty awesome, and it stands up if you just want to watch like an anime classic, um, a classic anime movie without watching the adaptation. Now, this movie is 2 hours long, so watch like half of it, and if you want to, like half of it or whatever. I would recommend watching this movie on a console or a mobile device because you can avoid commercials, and there's commercial breaks all throughout this movie. So, you know, just a word to the wise. Um, if you're planning on watching this movie. The next anime show it's taken. I still like the show. It's called Lord Marksman and Vanitas, and this is one of those anime shows that is actually like that has been taking that's been getting really popular lately, within the genre of ecchi action, because usually when you see ecchi, it's usually attached to harem, and yes, I'm looking at you, freezing. Freezing also fits into that category, but surprisingly enough, the whole ecchi action, nothing's wrong with like I guess fan service and anime as it is, nothing really, but I'm actually surprised at how well they were able to do this because sometimes when you think of like I guess fan service and then nudity and different things like that, you would think that like oh it's just going to be like minor blood, no action, just fan service everywhere, and that's going to be the main focus. Surprisingly enough, though, this show actually has good amounts of action. Fan service that's there doesn't like it's nothing new though. It's nothing that like blows your mind like whoa. But yeah, the fan service is there, but the story and the action is where it's all at, and it evens itself out. The fan service doesn't try to take control of the anime show, which I actually like. And the anime reviewer actually told me he's like, yeah, maybe sometimes it's just the people who are looking at the fan service that maybe blow it out of proportion. Yeah, that's actually true too. But but yeah, this to me it's evenly balanced. It's not so out there that it's just heavily like fan service only, and it's not so much where it's just like only action and like no fan service. Pretty sweet deal. The next show that I will be talking about, it seems like another one of those generic anime shows that was made based off of a card game to try and promote that card game and make sales and everything. And well, I don't really have a problem with that. As long as the show is good, I don't have a problem with it. And that show is Selector Infected Wixes. And I might actually be doing a review on this show, considering I'm almost done with the first season, and I know there is a second season, and I'll probably be watching that as well. And I'll be talking about the good points of the show, the parts that I don't like about the show, which really isn't much. It's just a minor gripe, but at the same time, it kind of is a heavy factor that might actually affect how the show is watched. Um, but you'll see me do a video on that later on if I do decide to do a review, which I probably am. So look out for that in case you do see one. Yeah, really good show. And the last show that I am currently watching right now, or second to last show that I'm currently watching, is another one of those ecchi action anime shows. And this one is called Cross Ange, Rondo of Angels and Dragons. And this show, like, let me say this. If you're, a lot of you guys know that I said before with like ecchi and action, it's like, it seems like it's two things that like two opposite sides of the coin, two things that don't really seem like they would go together. However, and yeah, like I said, it's probably most of the time it's probably true, maybe. But however, in this show, in Cross Ange, it's like the exact opposite. The action is done really, really well. There's decent action. The lead character. Another thing, like, uh, let me try to organize my thoughts here, guys. It's really I got a lot to talk about in this show. Um, some people don't like anime shows that deal with the topics of yuri, yaoi, ecchi, fan service, nudity, all that stuff in general, or and some people, it's a controversial thing. Uh, this anime show has a lot of those same elements that a lot of people are probably going to consider to be controversial and everything. But at the same time, it's really, really awesome. I think you guys should check it out. Yes, there's gratuitous amounts of fan service, but the action is really well done. And instead of having like a main character that's just like, oh, hey, look, boobs, look at them. The main character of the show, Ange, she goes, from what I've been able to see, from being a character who is like uppity and kind of like high class society, you look down at the lower class kind of people. When she's forced into the situation, and from just one or two scenes we've been able to see in the show, she turns into a total badass, which I like. And I think that if I honestly think that if a show is going to, like, I guess, exploit, I guess, or just really use like a bunch of fan service and stuff like that, which again, if you watch harem or ecchi anime, nothing's wrong with that. But to me, I think that the only thing that can make a show like that even cooler is if the main character is like a total badass. And this really just goes in and just takes care of business, which is awesome. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. Um, and I've just started watching this show. I'm probably on episode, yeah, I'm on episode 2 right now, and it's looking really, really amazing. Again, guys, if you're not into the whole scene of like ecchi, yuri, fan servicey kind of anime shows, then don't watch the show. It's pretty much plain and simple. But if you really don't care, all in all, like I really don't care about yuri or yaoi or whatever, um, then by all means watch the show. Watch whatever anime fits you. Um, this show is going to be freaking awesome. I know it is. Feel it in my gut, but yeah, I really do like this show. So, with that being said, let me know down in the comment section below what anime shows you're currently watching, what you've been up to. I guess since I've been gone or whatever. And if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I mean, it's not getting my list isn't getting any shorter. So, and I'm still watching pretty much everything right now. And yeah. Also, check out Basquatch. I've just gotten further into the storyline, and the show seems to suggest that there is more to this game of Bigfoot basketball than meets the eye. There's actually something could that the world's existence itself hinges on. And yeah. So, with that being said, this TheAnimeBlaze saying never doubt your capabilities, because you never know what you might be able to do. Trust me, it always works. And I will see you in whatever it may be happening that I decide to do.